Hello, everybody, and welcome to this ScrimCast. We're going to be watching Operation 1 versus WCO today, starting on Suburbia. It should be interesting. It's WCO's first ever scrim, so hopefully we're going to see some new and wild tactics. I have my co-caster Theta here today.
Hello, everyone.
All right, and we've already started here. A little ahead of schedule, but that's okay.
They opened up with some pre-fire down lane 3. Didn't connect with anybody, though.
Right. Let's see who's starting. All right, WCO starting on the defense here. We're going to see how they choose to defend this objective, the lane 1 objective. Ramen is pushing up on lane 3 here. He might catch Graphics or Ibar kind of pushing around, but it's a trade between Ramen and Graphics. Rigo takes out Joski.
And it looks like Burtok and Ibar on me are going to have a confrontation momentarily on lane 4. Ibar peeks. He has visual on where Burtok is. I just think he can't see him as he's crouched.
That was really close, and he pulls away.
Yeah. Thought that was going to turn into shots, but I guess not.
Meanwhile, in lane 1, 40 printing, and Rigo getting a confrontation. Rigo fires too quickly, alerting 40 printing to his presence. Gets taken out. Burtox, meanwhile, takes Ibar, I assume in lane 4, where he was peeking earlier. This defense is down to 2 members. They are close to objective, so they should be able to get a pretty good defense on this one. But they are facing against 3 Operation 1 players, so if they're not careful, they might get flanked on from behind by Burtok.
Yeah, Identity Crisis in a bit of a dangerous position because those fences provide concealment, but they do not provide cover in the sense that you can get shot through them. So if you're going to be defending this objective, it's not an invalid position, but you can shoot through the fence, and Identity Crisis goes down after he peeks that gap.
He was actually sitting in the middle of it looking out. What I would have liked to see there is just him pulling back a bit. I'm going to just show that on the cameras here. So instead of being right up against the wall, if you pull back a bit here, you can't see as much, but you can control the amount that you can be seen. So it's kind of a give and take. Only show yourself as much as you need to watch the angle you're actually looking at. However, with him dead, the objective is now open. Mission needs to react, but we haven't seen movement.
40 printing on me has tablet out, and he is about to cap. I don't think Mission 22 knows what's going on. I'm not sure if 40 gave the signal or not. I would assume so. And there's the cap.
Nice fast cap from 40 printing here. They did have a good defense with 2 players watching both sides of the objective, but when 1 player goes down, you got to react. Check that tablet. Be aware of your surroundings there. Again, always good to be ghost guns, and because of that, it's a good idea to always keep an eye on that tablet every like 20-30 seconds, regardless of the action.
Also, on 2, I just want to say that this is terrible etiquette if you're living in this neighborhood, just leaving your litter out on the sidewalk like that.
No, you never know if there's like a raccoon or something, though. And they also they got away with the actual lid as well.
Terrible. This neighborhood is just going into the dumps.
That's suburbia for you, folks. All right. Let's see.
So, yeah, I mean, they had the right idea. They did have defenders in quality positions. I think Identity Crisis got a little peeky in that gap. And again, if he's behind that fence and they saw the peak, it's not the end of the world, but you can get shot through it. But, you know, they had people in position to watch the objective. I think just a little bit of tablet awareness would have helped there. I don't think Mission knew that he was the last one up.
It's a tough one. It always sucks one match or one round in to have a cap go off on you, and now you're on the back foot. Now you gotta win, and then you gotta win again at the very least to tie it up, or get your own clapback cap.
Ah, yes, the old CBC.
As they call it in the industry. Some good talking going on over here on the Volk side. Everyone making sure they got every angle covered. Let's see.
Yeah. I'm seeing some lasers on the loadouts, like on mission 22 here. So guys, don't waste your points on that. These guys are new, so it's perfectly fine. But generally, points better used in other equipment.
Joski's in a pretty good position here. He hears them walking around. He knows that they're about to come up here on lane 1. He has lasers out, looking through the gap here. Doesn't quite catch graphics, but there should be a confrontation shortly here. Oh, Joski catches graphs. He needs to confirm his kill. He pulls out, takes out Identity Crisis, finishes the kill on graphics there. He knew there was more than one threat. Decides to reposition before the enemy can use utility or otherwise attack him in that position where they knew he fired from. Throws a grenade, doesn't quite connect with the mission 22, but a really good play nonetheless. That very well could have been another down from Joski. Meanwhile here, Rigo has pushed up in the playground area. Not quite sure which direction he's going to choose to peek here. Looks like he's going to go full lane 4 here. There's not actually... Oh, actually, Bertok is on the red car here. Could catch him out if he's not careful here. But it looks like Rigo's trying to get him before he pushes out there. Can't quite connect with the bullets there.
And Joski looks like he's getting ready to push into lane 4. Mission 22 is right around the corner from him. He's peeking, and he does go into the lane, and he is about to shoot Mission 22. Yeah, he might catch Ibar as well, and he does with a trade.
Got just the tail end of that, just basically as it went down. Nice play from Joski there. He knew that the enemy players were weakened, and he probably heard their fire, or maybe they're talking while he was sitting on the porch there. That porch is just a really dynamic position that gives you so many opportunities, either to play a really defensive play style or to push out and be aggressive when you know that they're distracted.
Yep, couldn't agree more. So 3-0 Operation 1. I will say defense tends to have a little bit more of an advantage, so maybe WCO can maybe calm things down a little bit here, play a tight defense, and live to see a potential cap situation on their next MARSOC round.
I hope so. But then again, if we get off Suburbia, I can't complain either.
That's true. I know this is your least favorite map, and I think this is... I haven't taken a tally. I think we've talked about this before. I'm pretty sure this is the most casted map for at least our cast together. I was thinking about it the other day, too, and I don't think I've seen anybody do Bazaar. Maybe once or twice, and I'm just not remembering it. But it seems like Suburbia...
Bazaar once or twice at the very least.
Yeah, you're probably right about that. Maybe once or twice. But not a particularly popular pick. It seems like everybody wants to play Suburbia for some reason.
I think it's just they play this a lot in pubs. It's just what they know. It's the call-outs for this map are fairly simple. It's a good, like, quote-unquote beginner map to get proficient on quickly compared to some of the other maps with a little bit more nuance, I would say.
It does give you a feel for how to move around and, like you said, simple call-outs, lane 1, 2, 3, 4, whatever, without getting overwhelmed by the complexity of a map like Bazaar or Downfall. That's a good point. Okay, so Mission 22 rushing out to the objective side. He looks like he's going to hang out behind the tank. Let's see what MARSOC is doing here. Bertok and Ranger. Looks like they spotted Mission 22. Oh, no, that's pre-fire. Never mind.
He's just kind of shooting everywhere and anywhere. Joski takes out Identity Crisis. Ranger is pushing up under all this pre-fire. Mission is ready, though. Graphics takes out Ibar with a nice
friendly fire.
Team kill there. Mission downs and takes out Ranger 7764. That pre-fire wasn't enough. His mission was laser focused on anyone pushing through. Smoke comes out. Let's see what else is going on here. Meanwhile, Marsoc has taken center house.
On me, 4D is creeping on objective. He's in position to cap.
Chooses to take out mission, potentially giving his position away. The kill is confirmed. The cap is going out. Graphics takes out Rigo. The team kill there again. Identity takes out Joski, but it doesn't matter as Operation 1 gets the cap there. 5-0 on WCO map 1.
Yeah, I saw multiple team kills on WCO's side that time. That is always unfortunate.
Yeah, so that definitely has a factor, but I think we didn't have enough maybe like tablet awareness or just watching the objective enough, you know, having rotation points to move back in and cover the objective if people go down. It can be really brutal on these smaller maps.
Yeah, especially on this one, they had people, I think, if I remember correctly, they had 2 people stacked in center house, which can be a good spot, but if your defenders on lane 4 near the playground go down, you need to rotate. It's really not optional. Even if you get shot, it doesn't matter, but you cannot let a cap go out like that.
Let's see.
Okay, and let's see.
Get the camera set up here. Boom and boom.
All right, got the objective squared away, and
okay,
I got the reset going as well. All right, it's got both teams in, and I will be right back.
Alrighty, so here we go. We're going to be starting shortly here on Cargo, another favorite of newer teams, but also older teams. Etch was talking about Suburbia being pretty popular, and that is true. I just wanted to point out that it's, I think, one of the easier maps to learn the callouts, to learn the plays, you know, learn what other quote-unquote professional teams have been doing on that map. Versus something with a bit more nuance like Quarantine, for example, or Downfall, where if you just make the wrong move, you're dead. Well, there's just a bit more room for error, I'd say.
And I am back.
Welcome back. We are just getting started here. Let's see what kind of attack we got here on Marsoc. None. Seems they got their game plan under control here. Starting with the north objective. Looks like we're going to get a pretty aggressive push from Marsoc here, pushing down the center. 40 takes out Mission next to the tunnel kind of side. Bertox takes out Identity Crisis. Joski peeks the tunnel and takes out Rigo. Graphics here is in a pretty dangerous position as Skype is watching that cross. 4D printing as well. Might pop out and see him, but Skype gets him first. Suddenly, it's down to 1 for WCO.
Yeah, this is a tall order, 5v1 now. Ibar just pulled out his tablet and realized he was the last one up.
He's playing it really cautiously. He has 4 minutes and 15 seconds left. Looking through the cracks here. Sees Joski, tries to check his shots, but can't quite weave the bullets through the crack. Pulls around to the other side, gets taken out by Joski. Alrighty, for now on the switcheroo here. See how WCO handles this defense against Operation 1. Do you remember how Operation 1 tends to play these maps? Do they go pretty aggressive or maybe more defensive play style?
From what I've seen, they do something similar to what they did in the last round, where they send somebody like 4D printing up the middle to just kind of get in their faces. And assuming that they don't die, they start to push up around that person. I don't know if they're going to be more confident after that strong first round too. That tends to shape future rounds, like, depending on how they feel they can handle each map. And from what I've seen, Operation 1 is pretty confident on cargo, so I would not be surprised to see another aggressive push from them.
Absolutely there. It seems like they got some pretty good shooters. Taking people out left and right really early on. Pretty much a signature of cargo. Really brutal map to play on as well. Really favors those aggressive teams that can really push out and work together at the same time in a short span of time.
Indeed. Those teams that have more of a reputation for being slow and steady tend to not do as well on cargo, because you must push the initiative on this, at least when you're on offense. And if you take your time, it's just easy to kind of collapse in around and surround people.
Yeah, absolutely. And like, you might not even know what's going on until it's already too late. You check your tablet and be like, oh crap, and then you're trying to run out and the cap goes off.
Yep. I think we have all had those kinds of cargo rounds. Okay, so Identity Crisis hanging out way in the back.
Shots go out already. We got some pre-fire here on the east side of the map. 40 Printing is kind of running alone in center. Birdtalk takes out Mission. I think trying to rotate into Yellow Room. Maybe? Nope. Oh, just in the center there. Joski gets taken out by Ibar, rocking the FAMAS.
So it's now 4v4. They're doing a bit better here. They're keeping themselves contained and not being overwhelmed by the offense. So it's an improvement. I'm a little concerned about Identity Crisis position behind the objective. But other than that, they seem to be keeping some good lines here. Smoke comes out from the pipe side.
Yeah, they definitely have to worry about that, because he does have the back of the objective really locked down, but so does Graphics. He's watching that, the main way to get into that back line there, and no one, I think, is really watching the front. If someone, well, actually, I guess Rigo's got the most of the center under control, but there is a gap in their lines. If they go towards the barrel side, which they really are, and just go straight down the center and go for the cap.
Yeah, Identity Crisis seems to be rotating up. He's getting closer to the objective. Looks like he is keying into the fact that he cannot just hang out back there.
Good rotation from Crisis.
Yeah, that was a smart move to make.
Meanwhile, 40 Printing here in the center, running around, gets taken out by his own grenade. He tried to throw it up and dropped it at his feet instead. Graphics takes out Ranger, and Skype takes out Graphics. Flurry of action, a lot of people going down all at once. Ibar tries to confirm 40 Printing, misses, but I think he assumed he got that. He is now, looks like he might be going for a flank here. The back line is open if he chooses to do so.
Oh, Skype rotating out potentially to get the res. He might just run into Ibar if that's the case.
You'll see Ibar sticking through the wall here if he's aware, but Ibar does pull out. Look, comes around, takes out Skype, needs to confirm it. Birdtalk takes out Rigo. The objective only has one defender up. This could go either way here.
Yeah, 2 kills need to be confirmed here. Ibar getting dangerously far away from the objective now. He's going all the way into their spawn area. And he has not double tapped his kill or 4D printing. 4D printing.
He's attempted to do both, but he just wasn't able to finish him off.
Birdtalk looks like he's about to get an angle on Identity Crisis if he just looks through the container, and there it is.
Darn, I tried to grab that. All right, so now the objective is completely open. We need to see a hard rotation from Ibar here, like sprinting, up and sprinting right now. Instead, he's choosing to clear out their spawn. Make sure that nobody's hiding back here. Birdtalks, meanwhile, doesn't know where the last defender is, playing it safe, trying to clear all the angles here as he slowly approaches objective. This should give Ibar a chance to check his tablet, see what's going on, and rush back to objective. Hopefully we do see a rotation here.
Yeah, unless he starts sprinting right now. Bertok gets close and pulls tablet out. He is getting capped on.
Maybe if he waits long enough, he'll run out of time.
There is a minute left. So I know if this was mono on the objective, that would not be enough time for a cap. I would be pretty relaxed as a defender there, but we'll see how fast Bertok goes.
He is now on objective here. Ibar is slowly making his way back, checking all the angles here.
Bertok pulling out his tablet in the open, but I don't think Ibar is going to come back in time to spot him. Yeah, I think this is going to be a cap.
Almost
there it is.
There we go. We needed to see more tablet awareness, and you know, rotation back to objective. You can't leave it open like that. If you are gonna do a flank late into a cargo, it needs to be, you know, kind of fast and brutal, or you need to like push back immediately, and support your last defender when you're the 2-man up like that.
Yeah, I thought Operation 1 did a good job of that in their first round. They sent 4D up the middle, but they did not send him too deep. He just kind of went in and got in their faces a little bit and then went back into more a defensive posture, which I think is a good strategy on a lot of maps. But one thing you don't want to do is when there's 2 up on defense, send one of the defenders onto the other side of the map. And I mean, to be fair, these guys first scrim, you know, they're going to make those sorts of mistakes. We've all made those mistakes. Hopefully they could just learn from it from watching the footage.
And furthermore, while this is supposed to be kind of styled after a VRML cast, this is a little bit more on the learning side. We're trying to show everybody the kind of that bird's eye perspective, so you could see what you're doing right, what you're doing wrong, you know, what you can improve, and just trying to point those out so everybody, you know, can just make those micro adjustments that really help them succeed.
Exactly.
All right, here, so Martok has taken the center of the map, chosen to slow down, try to get some picks. Joski takes out Ibar over by the tunnel entrance here. Ranger takes out Graphics.
Yeah, 4D's got sort of the traditional Thunder Pilot position here underneath the door of the container in a prone position. It's very hard to deal with if somebody goes up the middle.
Might see some action from Mission 22 and Ranger over here on the east center side. Mission possibly could know that Ranger's there, hearing his footsteps as well as the grenade being thrown from that position. Ranger pushes up quite aggressively here. Mission looks away at the last moment, gets taken out by Ranger. Printer takes out Rigo here in the center. Again, getting someone kind of that under the door position. Operation 1 is using that very effectively. In fact, there's like 3 people that have done it.
Yep, and now it's just down to Identity Crisis. Spider crabbing his way up the west side of the map.
Spider crab, spider crab.
Does whatever a spider crab does.
Got to be really careful here and get taken out by Skype under the door. When you see a body there, you do have to take a moment, you know, assess if it might be a dangerous area still. Chances are, you know, people are going to be watching similar or the same angles throughout the match, especially if you know they still have 5 up. So do just take a moment there to think it out, especially in a map like Cargo, where you have all the time in the world, where 5 minutes is everything. I mean, you can just do what you want and you'll have time to spare.
Yeah. Well, the Snake Charmer music means it's time for quarantine.
Quarantine. Technically speaking, Operation 1 has won the scrim if this were a VRML match. But this is a learning experience. It's all about getting those reps in, putting in the work, and giving it your all no matter what happens.
Which is just a good philosophy for training and playing this game, regardless of the circumstances, I would argue.
Yeah, as you've said before, it doesn't really matter if you win or lose in the scrim. You know, it's do whatever you can do to maximize your learning. You know, if that's practicing your set strategies, especially when you're new, just kind of sticking, you know, to your good strategies that you know work and just wanting to perfect those, or maybe trying something new if you know it's not working out, and you got to change things up.
Yeah, I mean, whenever I walk away from a scrim, and I think pretty much everybody on our team feels the same way, like, what I want to know is, did I learn something, and do I know what mistakes I made? Like, what I never want to do is walk away from a scrim and feel like I lost, but I don't know why. That's the worst feeling. So as long as you can pick up some things that you can fix, then it's a successful scrim, in my opinion.
Right. I basically want to get blown out in a sense because I want to know what my weaknesses are.
Exactly.
And you
It's
don't
just
really
the best
know.
form of feedback you can get.
Yeah, you don't know until you put your feet in the fire, basically. And the scrim is the closest you can get before you're in a match and, you know, your MMR or your tournament points are on the line.
Exactly. And it looks like we're getting a pretty spread defense here. Mission 22 graphics going into the hospital. And Operation 1 is taking their time here, playing a fairly conservative offense so far.
Yeah. Yeah, we got a very high, large spread on the north side. A couple going down the center here. Looks like they're going to try and take the center building, or maybe go in the car park here. Meanwhile, who is this? Ranger has pushed up and nice shot, 2 shots, 1 kill on graphics. Who I think was like maybe hospital. Ibar
Yeah,
might be able to catch them all.
There were
He's
2
got
on
his pistol
hospital, and there's
out.
only 1 now.
He's got his pistol out here. And he comes into contact with Ibar, pulled out his rifle, and took out Ibar. That's the right move there. I would never suggest using your pistol unless you have the unfortunate circumstance of running around with a bolt action. Ranger then takes out Mission 22. He's on a roll. 3 for nothing. Yeah, he's called out the... Oh, and he gets taken out in a trade with Rago.
Yeah, Ranger wishing for that squad wipe. May happen.
Oh,
Depends
no.
on if he gets res or not.
That grenade. It was almost a great grenade. If it was just a little closer to the plane, they would have taken out Identity. This is going to be a tough one for him to defend.
Well, the problem here is he needs to rotate, get closer to objective to get full eyes on it, and he is going to have to cross some dangerous ground to make that happen.
Res goes off on the roof.
Yeah, lasers all over his position if he goes out in the open. And Ranger, if he sees him, will get a squad wipe here.
To be fair, I think that Identity's doing the right move. You definitely, if you know that they got a lot of players up, you need to get a couple picks before they can consolidate and push in at the same time, because you're just not going to take out 5 people alone if they're all pushing in coordinated. This objective is fairly easy to totally cover. You know, as long as you don't let him get behind you, which he catches Joski trying to make that cross. Skype is ready to get that refrag there, pulls around the corner and takes out Skype. Darn, I got caught on the fence.
Oh, and 4D Printing decides to take out his pal at the end of the round there.
Low blow.
Like a true bro.
Ranger's probably feeling pretty good about himself. Really nice shots. He saw the people, he took the shot, and he actually connected. One of the a good skills for a sniper is if you can hit what you're looking at, that's for sure. I also like that instead of just kind of sitting back, you know, maybe sitting in the east tower or just way in the back, he was fairly aggressive. He pushed forward and he went where he needed to go to get those picks. And that's what you need to see out of a sniper. If they're just sitting in the far back hoping the enemy people rotate out in the open when, you know, you're basically back at your spawn, that's not useful to your team. That's not using that scope to good effect.
Yeah, that's why like a lot of newer players use snipers, sniper loadouts, I should say, and they don't realize that it's really it's a loadout designed for people that have a good understanding of a map and know how to play as a team player. I think people get kind of acclimated to other games where you can just kind of hang out and shoot people like in Battlefield or something. But, you know, a good sniper is a valuable teammate because he understands how to support, move up, and give good call outs more than anything.
Exactly. Yeah, that's what we need to see. I do think Ranger, just from this the play that he was making, has the capability of doing that for his team. And it definitely worked out for them last time as he just was on a killing spree.
Yeah, I mean, he's showing potential for sure because he was not just sitting and waiting for kills. He was being pretty active as a sniper, which is exactly what you want to see.
Yeah, I just want to quickly point out, if you do decide to take the hospital roof, you need to be really careful as everyone looks there. Everyone is going to be out to kill you. So be really careful about that choice of spot.
The entire Marsoc squad just ran north and got spotted out. There were shots coming out. Nobody went down, but it looks like, yeah, the defense is now shifting to the north. They know they're going there.
Yeah, especially if he, you know, he was just trying to kill people as they were crossing. Hopefully he was also counting that cross, like you said, because you'd know that the entire team rotated north. And, you know, with this kind of map where you can see those crosses, if you're ready for them, you can, you know, use that to your advantage and orient your defense entirely to stop a north push.
And Joski on top of the crash building on me, and he has, wow, a great position. He could get, oh, he misses those shots going into money trucks, but he has called them out, which is really what matters. And now he can see that there is a very, very strong north push.
Trying to get someone on the corner there. Not quite connecting. Runs out of ammo. Reloads. Ready to go. He has this nice bit of coverage as well. But if he's not careful, he's going to get caught out on two different sides at the same time.
Yep. So Rigo's about to peek. And if Joski keeps his eye on that spot, he is looking there. Yeah, there he goes. He gets Rigo.
That spot's so powerful if you're able to get there. Unfortunately, he's using a lot of ammo on every kind of like shooting engagement he gets into, and I think he's on his last magazine. Gets wounded.
They're on the left side.
At the very least, no matter what, even just with one pick here, he's slowed down their team significantly. Catches Ibar out in the open. Confirms. Oh no, he had one more magazine.
I got two of them.
Yeah, this is the danger of having your whole team spotted out on a push like that, because they were so confident that everyone was going that way. They could put somebody in that spot.
Meanwhile, Ranger has pushed up, getting the flank on them, coming on the east side of the roof here. Checks the roof, doesn't find anybody, moves around. He's coming around slowly, trying to get around them. If he's not careful, he'll get caught out by Mission 22, but he is in a strong position to get some picks here. Ranger is too laser focused on Identity Crisis, though. Mission should be able to catch him out when he comes back in the open. He doesn't take the shot, and the Ranger takes out Identity Crisis here. I think Mission is having some kind of gun issues, as he is not taking the shots, and he is pushing away. Let's see what's going on here.
Yeah, I just saw him look down at his gun. I think you might be right. Maybe he's out of ammo or not.
Unfortunate. Yeah, I can't tell because we don't have the transparent magazines at all. Wrong gun too, I suppose, as well. But yeah, it sure seems like he was out of ammo, or maybe he needed to pull the charging handle back and load a bullet in because he accidentally racked the gun already.
Yeah, that might have been it.
Graphics takes out Joski, but Skype gets a refrag onto graphics, and 4D printing kills the most important person to himself.
Yeah, I mean, that was just a round highlighting why it's so dangerous to concentrate everybody in one place. Just because what happened was they got spotted early, and everyone on defense was watching that cross. And even though they didn't take anybody out, they made some very strong adjustments because they could just tell where the offense was going, and then they just proceeded to encircle them. And encirclement is what you're always trying to do to other people, and it's the thing you never want to happen to you. So something to learn there for sure. Split your teams up a little bit so you can have some more dynamic lines than just one spot on the map that you can be cornered on.
Right, and you know, if they do those risky pushes that, you know, where they get behind you, and they can totally destroy your team, like you're saying, but at the same time, getting to that position is so risky. So if you're prepared and you have the people spread out watching every angle, even on the offense, when you decide to do a strong 5-man push, you need to quickly start thinking about security, and you can take them out before the damage can get done. And I think Mission kind of had that role, at least in that engagement, where Ranger only did like a partial flank. But unfortunately, with that weapon issue he was having, he couldn't pull that security. Just kind of unfortunate for him.
Yeah, I think, just say real quick, like if anybody wants to understand how to do that well, you can watch some of the top teams play the subway north stairs objective on offense, because they'll send 4 people down the stairs and they'll leave 1 person back at spawn to watch for the flank. And that's, if you're going to do something concentrated, like Mono was saying, then it makes sense to have at least 1 person watching the rear so that you don't get encircled. Okay, so we have the new objective inside the plane body, whatever you want to call that, fuselage, impact. I've heard a lot of different names so far.
So is there a match? Etch is saying that we have a match, a VRML match at 9 today. So if there is a VRML match being casted today, definitely check that out. There is already a team of dedicated casters. They've been casting Onward matches for many, many seasons before we have started doing this thing. Definitely check those out on the main VRML channels, where you can see the action from teams playing in true matches where MMR or tournament points are on the line, and should be pretty exciting. Now Skype catches Ibar deciding to, who is going up towards the roof there. Risky but powerful, but there you can see where the risk comes from.
And he is resable, but man, that is a risky res.
Yeah. Meanwhile, in hospital, Joski and 1 other has pushed up on the south side here, doing a good job of spreading out this offense. Rigo was in a pretty good place to catch them, but moves over to the garage area, moving up a lot. Actually, he might get caught out by Joski.
Ranger up on the north roof with a sniper rifle again. Let's see if he can catch anybody this time around. Nobody seems to be in it. Oh, graphics is peaking right now.
Yeah, I can see that here. I came over here. I've seen Ranger kind of peeking out, but he's not looking down at graphics here. Neither seems to see each other, however. Oh, graphics, I think, caught him. Yep, and nice shot from graphics. Clean kill on the roof. No res available.
Oh, I think Skype saw that, though. He just had his laser on him.
Let's see. He's kind of pushing up here. Slowly making sure. Rigo takes out Joski over on the hospital side here.
So 3 versus 4.5 now. Mission 22 is in a good spot to catch Skype if he pushes into this little gap in the fence. See how aggressive Skype is feeling. See if he's feeling froggish.
Froggish. Yeah, Mission's got that angle on there. Skype is peeking it slowly but surely, but neither person is willing to really step out there and make that first move. That said, as Volk, you don't have to. You can just wait for them to do that.
Yeah.
I feel
it's the beauty of defense.
Skype is I mean, no matter which way he goes, he's going to get caught by somebody.
Well, I think he just heard graphics giving a call out too. So he just rotated his head as soon as graphics used the radio.
Yeah, but I don't think you could actually hear him rotating out to burning necessarily. He's just kind of checking everything, trying to get a pick before he moves up here. Meanwhile, Burtok slowly pushing forward here. Oh, darn. Skype takes out Mission. Identity gets a refrag back on Skype. Burtok, meanwhile, was trying to catch Rigo with his sniper rifle here in the hospital area. Let's see. Where's the second person?
It's bugged.
Okay, I was
I
gonna
don't
say
think
this is
they're-
weird. Well,
Yeah.
there is some res available, but if WCO has a good kill count here, they should know Burtox is the last enemy player. And they should be able to orient their defense to stop any kind of aggression coming from the hospital area. And he really doesn't have time for a rotation.
Yeah, I mean, it's 50 seconds left. The defense should just be tucking in right now and waiting for Burtok to make a move because the obligation's on him right now. And Graphics pushing around the hospital out in the open. And I'm not sure. Burtok might not be looking at the clock, but he just went further from objective. He has 30 seconds now.
Graphics blind firing into the window. Come out!
You have to ask nicely for that to work.
Please come out, Mr. VIP.
Yeah, 16 seconds left. All defense has to do now is just sit somewhere where you can't get shot, and the win will go to WCO here.
Meanwhile, Graphics is like, no, I'm going to get this kill.
Mm-hmm.
To be fair, there's 3 up. The rest of his team is on objective. That cap was not going to come out. Always try to make a move versus running out of time, because you can't win if you run out of time. But you know, you never made you words. Okay, you might get lucky and kill the entire enemy team even in the last 30 seconds. So definitely make that aggressive push at the end.
Yeah, I mean, it's a loss. Just you never want that to happen. I think the timeouts are probably my least favorite way to lose, aside from just the style points that you lose on timing out. It just means that you are not being quite aggressive enough. So something to work on for sure.
There's actually some really great VRML matches where you see like those extremely aggressive plays and the counter plays where the defense literally, instead of trying to, you know, take out the person shooting at them, they just hide. They put their head down and they're like, oh no, you're not going to get me. I'm not going to get a trade and lose today, because you never know who's going to win in a 1v1 trade. You know, who's going to kill which person first and get the actual win on the board. So if you know that that timer is about to go down and you're in a spot where you can hide, and you know they're not capping, you should be hiding.
Yeah, and this is something I brought up in my Discord a little while ago. We had a game against Water last season where Lich King had 5 seconds, and I saw him and started shooting at him, and rather than peek his head out and try and shoot me, he just hid behind this tiny little pillar in Bazaar, and they won that round because he had the clock awareness. I shot him like half a second after the clock went out, but because he didn't engage, they won. And that's the level of clock awareness you want everyone on your team to have.
Yeah, so if you can, we like to make sure that we're in a position to make a coordinated push. You know, it really depends on the map, but making sure you're in a position to get a coordinated push by a certain time and everyone's aware of that timing, so you can make a coordinated attack and make the most effective but an aggressive attack you can, while minimizing risk.
Exactly. This is interesting. We're seeing them push through the parking garage. I have not seen a lot of people utilizing this in the casts I've done quarantine.
It's pretty risky here.
Yeah, because the moment they know where you are, it's easy to isolate.
Right. But if you can get up there on that wall, it can be pretty darn powerful looking through the building there. Rigo takes out Joski, who is rotating out of the second story there, trying to, I don't know, rush him? Get on the pillar and shoot him? Ooh, Identity takes out Ranger on the roof there.
Rigo is using an M40 with it 2 times as well. This is an interesting loadout, but he did get a kill with it, so guess there's that. Okay, so
Identity's using that?
No,
he's using an RK-18.
No. Rigo.
Rigo.
Sorry,
okay.
I was using the wrong name there, I think.
Oh boy, Rigo, no.
Rigo, no.
Oh my.
I'm trying to be positive here, but that is just not a good choice in most cases. The bolt action gives you no benefit.
Maybe the style points give him power.
Perhaps.
And he just like goes beast mode and kills everybody with it.
Well, I know the traditional argument was, well, the bolt actions are one-shot kill, but I have personally been casting some of these games where they'll use a bolt action and it doesn't take down on the first shot. It just injures. So, like, that argument is out the window at this point. There's no
Yeah,
reason to bring a non-semi-automatic.
if you hit their hands or limbs, it shouldn't kill them. It should only down, I believe. But yeah, there's been some really questionable ones. I kind of wonder if the data they've given us for the bolt actions is incorrect just for that reason.
Yeah.
Or there was like a weird rounding error or something.
Got to get their floating points right.
Yeah.
Oh, graphics peeking on me on Skype, and he gets the kill there.
-1 for the West Tower.
Needs to confirm that kill though.
Yes, he does.
Bertox meanwhile takes out Ibar. In the center there, Rigo is left with only his M40.
Oh boy.
Is Bertox prone? Yeah, he's like prone, kind of just peeking over the wall every now and again. Rigo takes a shot, misses. The sniper battles. Bertox, meanwhile, is trying to take out the players moving up from hospital area. Rigo's trying to give him cover fire there. Slow but steady. Bertox is suppressed, making sure he keeps his head down. Meanwhile, Graphics has pushed up. He is behind Volt Garage there. Skype can't confirm or can't communicate this to his team as the radio does not work in this current version of Onward.
He could, to be fair, be clicking because 40 just reoriented, although that could be from the smoke as well. Hard to tell.
Right, and 40 looks away at just the wrong moment to... Oh, but then catches Graphics at the last second. Shoots him under the wing, I think. Can you even do that?
Shot.
Nope, no, you can't. He shot over it. The laser was just weird. But good catch from 4D printing there. If he got past that line on 4D, he very well might have got the cap there.
Was close. And I want to see more attempts on this OBJ too. Like, not enough people can cap on this because it's pretty open.
Need to see a little bit more aggression out of WCO. They do have the numbers advantage here. Hopefully they have an accurate kill count. But with only 40 seconds left and some of the players being too far away, like Mission, really far out there, it'll be tough for them to be relevant in this upcoming push by Identity Crisis.
Well, Rico's all the way back at APC. He ran back behind the mall. And he's focused. He's trying to get to the roof. It looks like his laser keeps hitting it, but
nice pick by Identity Crisis on objective. It is now open. He needs to.
Oh,
Martyrdom.
He had a grenade.
Martyrdom.
Oh no!
Oh, that's brutal.
Yep.
All right, we got another timeout here. Unfortunate, WCO was making good moves there, getting the picks on their approach. Just needed to capitalize a bit more. There's a certain power to knowing that you've taken out, like for example, say you've taken out 2 people in the south. You probably know that the south is now open. Any lines that are watching your side are probably exposed. Or it's weakening the other side as well. So you really need to use that information to your advantage by pushing up when you get those picks.
Yep.
Your playstyle should be changing based on the variables that happen during the match. If you're getting more picks, be more aggressive. If you're losing people, maybe hunker down just a bit more. Try to get some picks, even it out. Because the more players that you have against you, the more people are watching for those rotations or movement.
Yep. As you're getting picks, just think about the holes you're creating. Or on the other side of it, if your team is getting picked off, then think about where the holes on your formation are now and try to adjust. I think that's easier said than done though, especially for new people. It takes a lot of time and it's especially familiarity with your teammates, like really understanding where they're going, what they're doing, and if they go down, what the consequences of that are. So, yeah, that's tough to figure out, especially when you're brand new.
Yeah, a lot of that is just kind of knowing what happens and where those picks can come from. So you can kind of just do that quick mental math in your mind and be like, okay, so that person that just got that pick at this time could probably only be like on the roof, or he could be in burning. Like no other spot is going to see him at this time. So I kind of know where I want to look next and try to get that counter pick, or at least be aware of it when I'm making my movement.
Yeah, you just want to be an expert at inductive reasoning, taking very specific points of data and then turning that into a general idea about what's happening on the map at any given moment.
Absolutely. And a lot of that just comes with time and, map familiarity. Playing these out, especially in scrim or match conditions, there's just really no substitute. So
no shortcuts for sure.
Yeah, you can watch matches, like from Globo or other top teams, and you can emulate what they do, but you don't really know why you're doing it. And it's going to take time to really learn how to react to different stimuli and do the right moves. Otherwise, you're just going to get caught out.
Yep. Couldn't agree more. Skype looks like he's pushing pretty strong in the south here. Identity Crisis looking towards the objective, which I would argue is a good thing to do right now. And shots are... Oh, okay. Graphics hits Joski.
Tight angle from Graphics and Motel. Shooting towards center burning. 4D printing is still there, but he's not really in a position to get that refrag. Meanwhile, Ranger on the hotel roof... what's this building called? Hospital roof is trying to get a pick on the east tower, and he might catch Ibar if he keeps peeking like that. Got to be really careful about peeking in these new burning buildings that they've replaced them with, as they're just so open. There's so little cover, and you can't just peek from the stairs like you used to in 1.7.
Skype just threw his weapon down. I'm not sure why.
When I'm reloading, I often do that on accident too. I don't really know why that happens. It really annoys the shit out of me.
Yeah, maybe it's just a controller issue. I don't know. I haven't had that happen to me, at least recently.
Do you have... Oh, nice pick by Ranger, taking out the East Burning as he was hiding from Ranger. So Skype had the good angle to catch him on the backside. Meanwhile, Identity Crisis, I think, is aware of where he is, and he's trying to just watch the angle that he wanted to watch without exposing himself to Skype. Just letting Skype come to him so he can be the defender instead of the offense in this situation. Meanwhile, Rigo with the SB98 takes out Bertok, 1 shot, 1 kill.
And Identity Crisis and Skype are right next to each other here.
They're taking it slow, though, yeah.
Yeah,
just checking out the rest of the action here really quick before I pop on over. Not much going on, honestly. The north defense has been covered pretty well by WCO. The only problem is objective is fairly open, and 4D printing is ready to make that push if they can take out Identity Crisis. They're honestly in a tough position here. I'd love to see a rotation onto objective. Identity takes out Ranger on the outside. Skype definitely knows there's someone upstairs now, but again, he's just he tries to take someone out in Motel, I think.
Yeah, 40's capping right now. Identity Crisis just barely missed that angle. Wow, that was
quick
a fast cap.
Quick fingers. Operation 1 takes the map 5-1. Really, I like that defense out of WCO. I did want to see a rotation. Once their center objective player went down, they had 2 people in Motel. If they pushed someone onto there, that could have been a completely different game. Having 1 in the south, 1 in the north in the Motel, and then 1 on objective. I think they had good positions. They just needed a little bit of work on that rotation. And what if this happens? What do we do next? Kind of gameplay.
Yep. And it looks like people are filtering out of the lobby, so I would assume that means we're not getting an encore.
Yeah. So this has been a great game between Operation 1 and the new team, West Coast original Gangstas. Just like we've kind of said for other people that just tuned in or recently tuned in, WCO is a brand new team. They just came together. They're just getting their feet wet in the competitive scene of Onward. And I think that they have a great start here. There's definitely things to learn, and I hope that we were able to show that to them tonight. I just to recap, mostly tablet awareness, rotations. Yeah, do you have anything to add on that?
No, just to kind of follow on your point. Technically, they're both rookie teams, but WCO, this is their first scrim as far as I know, just in general, especially first casted scrim. Operation 1 and a bunch of these others like V3, for example, are doing scrims almost every day, and they're casting most of them. So the experience gap between these two teams, even though it might seem on paper like it doesn't exist, is pretty substantial. So the fact that WCO took any rounds off of them is, like you were saying, a very good start. And WCO has nothing to be ashamed of here. They're playing against a very good rookie team. So again, I've said this before, but I just hope that they can review the footage, not be too hard on themselves, and just try to learn as much as they can from what they see.
Yeah, you definitely see this in other matches as well. The scoreboard doesn't necessarily reflect how the gameplay actually went. The points is what ultimately matters in the end, but if you almost take a round, there's like one player left, or you almost had that angle to catch that critical rotation, then you just know that you only have a little bit more to go. But I'm glad to be able to see these teams get in here, get this practice in now before their real tournament matches in the VRML tournament that's being hosted right now, or later on when we restart league and these new teams filter on in. But yeah, it's been some great matches. I'm glad everyone who tuned in showed up and got to see the action. I've been your caster Monorchid with my co-caster Theta. Thanks for showing up. Have a great day.
Good night, everybody.